Nathan turns toward her, his eyes searching hers with a depth she's not used to seeing from him. It's raw, vulnerable, honest. "Amy," he says quietly, "there's something I need to tell you." Her breath catches. The world around them goes still, no footsteps, no voices. Only the distant sound of horses moving in the pasture. Nathan steps closer. He's not touching her, but close enough that she can feel the weight of his emotions. "I've been trying to say this for weeks." He continues, "Every time I look at you, I lose my nerve." Amy's heart drops into a slow, heavy rhythm. She doesn't know where this is going, but she can feel it pulling her in. Nathan looks down, gathering whatever courage he has left. "I don't want to keep hiding how I feel," he murmurs. "Not anymore." The air shifts. Amy feels it. Nathan feels it. In that quiet space between confession and consequence, everything inside Amy begins to stir: her memories, her fears, her hopes, her longing for something she thought she would never feel again. This is the moment everything changes. Not loud, not dramatic. Just honest, simple, real, and impossible to ignore. The air turns still, as if the entire ranch is holding its breath. Nathan's words linger between them, soft but powerful, stirring something inside Amy that she can't quite name. A soft of evening insects fades, the wind quiets, and all that remains is the fragile space where truth begins to take shape. Nathan steps back just enough to steady himself. His hands tremble slightly, not from fear of Amy, but from fear of losing what already feels precious. He looks at her the way someone looks at the horizon before taking a leap they can't undo. "Amy," he says again, this time with a voice that carries more certainty. "You mean more to me than I've been brave enough to admit?" Amy's breath sharpens. For a moment, she can't move. She can't speak. She feels the familiar ache of the past, the memories she keeps tucked away, the promises she thought would last forever. But she also feels something new, something warm, something alive. Nathan's voice reaches into places she thought were too fragile to be touched again. Nathan slowly reaches into his jacket. His fingers close around the small box, hidden for weeks, but heavy with meaning. He pulls it out as if revealing a piece of his heart. Amy's eyes widen, her chest tightening in a swirl of surprise and disbelief. He takes a step closer. "I know your life hasn't been easy," he whispers. "I know you've loved deeply and lost deeply. I'm not trying to replace anything or anyone. His voice cracks. "I just want to be someone who stands beside you, someone who brings you peace, someone who chooses you every single day." Amy feels her knees weaken, her heart races, caught between fear and longing. She watches as Nathan kneels on one knee slowly, carefully, as if he's afraid she might disappear if he moves too fast. The evening light catches the small ring. He holds out toward her. It's simple, nothing extravagant, but full of quiet intention. "Amy Fleming," he says, his voice shaking but steadying with each word. "I love you. I want a life with you. Will you—" He can't finish. Emotion hits him too hard. His eyes drop to the ground as he tries to breathe through the moment. Amy's world stops. She sees Nathan not as a man trying to replace her past, not as someone pushing for her heart too soon, but as someone standing before her with everything he is. Is someone brave enough to risk everything just to love her. The silence stretches, almost too heavy to hold. Nathan waits, fear and hope battling quietly in his eyes. Everything rides on this moment, his future, her healing, the fragile bond they've built. Amy brings a trembling hand to her mouth, unable to speak. Tears gather, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming weight of being seen, truly seen after so long. The wind finally returns, brushing gently through the grass, as if urging the world forward. And there, under the dimming sky, Heartland stands witness as Nathan offers his heart and waits for Amy to decide if she is ready to open hers. For a long moment, Amy can only stare at Nathan, her heart pounding so loudly she can barely hear the world around her. The fading sunlight catches the thin edge of the ring, making it sparkle softly, but the glow only makes her chest tighten even more. Da-da-da-da. She feels frozen, as if time is wrapped around her and refuses to let her move. Nathan remains on one knee, but she can see the fear building in his eyes. He tries to stay calm, tries to keep his expression steady, but Amy can feel how much this moment is costing him. He's putting his heart in her hands, and she knows it. That knowledge shakes her more than the proposal itself. Amy takes a slow breath, but it comes out unsteady. The memories rise without warning. Ty's smile, the way he held her, the promises. They shared, the life they built. It's not a wound anymore, but it's still tender, still real. She never imagined anyone would ever kneel in front of her again. She never expected anyone to try. Her eyes close for a second as she tries to steady herself. She wants to speak, but every word she reaches for slips away, tangled between past and present. She feels scared, scared of betraying the love she lost, scared of hurting the man kneeling before her, scared of opening a door she's kept closed for so long. Nathan, still waiting, notices her trembling. He lowers the ring slightly, not pulling it back, but offering her space instead of pressure. "Amy," he says gently, voice barely above a whisper, "you don't have to answer right now. I needed you to know how I feel." His kindness only makes the tears spill faster. She shakes her head, not to reject him, but because she can't believe how patient he is, how gentle he always tries to be with her heart. "I don't know what to say," Amy finally breathes out, her voice breaking. Nathan slowly rises from his knee, not wanting her to feel overwhelmed by the way he was looking up at her. He stands at a careful distance, not too far, giving her both safety and room to breathe. "It's okay," he says softly. "Really. You've been through more than most people could handle. I would never rush you." Amy presses a hand to her chest, feeling the ache of old memories mixing with the warmth of something new. She looks at Nathaniel, looks and sees the truth behind his trembling confession. He isn't asking her to forget her past. He isn't demanding anything. He's offering a future, quietly, tenderly, without pushing her into it. That realization softens something inside her. "Nathan, I care about you," she admits, her voice shaking, "more than I expected to. But I'm still learning how to move forward, and I'm scared." Nathan steps closer, slowly, stopping when he sees her breathe in sharply. "I know you are," he says, "and honestly, I'm scared too, but I'm here. Whenever you're ready. You're ever ready, I'll be here." The words settle around them like falling feathers, soft, gentle, truthful. Amy wipes her tears, feeling the weight of her fear, but also the pull of something hopeful. Nathan doesn't touch her, but she can feel the comfort of his presence like a warm light behind her. She doesn't give an answer, not yes, not no, but something deeper begins to shift inside her. Not a decision, but a door, quietly unlocking. And as the last light of day fades behind the hills, Amy realizes that for the first time in a long while, she's not terrified of what comes next. Night settles over Heartland with a quiet grace, the ranch lights glowing softly against the dark sky. Amy and Nathan stand together in the open field, the echo of the unanswered proposal still hanging in the air. But something between them has changed, something subtle but unmistakably real. Amy wraps her arms around herself, trying to steady her thoughts. Her heart feels full and heavy at the same time. She thinks of all the roads her life has taken, the moments she never thought she would survive, and the surprising pieces of hope that found her along the way. Nathan isn't asking her to forget any of it. He isn't asking her to replace anything, simply offering a different path, one she never expected to walk again. Nathan watches her carefully, every breath filled with worry and hope. He knows she's fighting a battle inside her heart, one he can't help her win. All he can do is wait, and waiting has never felt this painful or this important. "Amy," he says softly, "you don't owe me an answer tonight. I meant what I said. I'm here when you're ready." Amy looks at him, and in her eyes there's a mix of fear, gratitude, confusion, something warm that she hasn't allowed herself to feel in a long time. I need time," she whispers, her voice trembling but honest. "I need to understand what my heart wants now." Nathan nods slowly, relief and sadness blending in his expression. He wanted a yes. He was prepared for a no. But this gentle truth is something he can live with. I'll wait, he murmurs. However long it takes. The wind shifts, brushing through the grass around them, carrying the weight of everything left unsaid. For a moment, they simply stand there, two lives caught between what was and what might be. Amy's gaze drifts down to the ring still in Nathan's hand. The small glow of it catches a tiny spark inside her. Not a promise, not yet, but a feeling. She can't ignore. She reaches out not to take the ring, but to touch his hand, just for a second. It's a simple, fleeting touch that says more than any word she could speak. Nathan's breath catches. It isn't a yes, it isn't certainty. But it's hope. Amy steps back, her eyes soft but unreadable. "Good night, Nathan," she says quietly. He swallows, nods, and answers, "Good night, Amy." She turns and walks toward the barn, her silhouette fading into the dim light. Nathan stays where he is, staring at the small box in his hand before closing it gently. He isn't defeated. Everything changes at Heartland when a simple, quiet evening turns into a moment no one expected. Because tonight, Nathan finally gathers the courage to do Sotha. Wind moves softly across the open fields of Heartland as the sun drops behind. The hills, painting the sky with warm gold. Amy stands in the middle of the arena, brushing down her horse after a long day. She looks calm on the outside. But inside, she's carrying the weight of everything she has lived through loss. Love, healing, and the constant pressure to be strong for everyone around her. The ranch is quiet, except for the sound of the horses. Steady breaths and the faint rustle of the trees. A short distance away, Nathan watches her from the edge of the fence. He doesn't mean to stare, but there's something about Amy in moments like this, focused, gentle, steady, that keeps pulling him in. He has been around Heartland for months now, always helping, always showing up, always trying to be someone she can rely on. But even with all the time they've spent together, he still feels like he's standing at a line he's not sure he should cross. Tonight, though, something is different. Nathan holds a small box tightly in his hand, hidden deep inside his jacket pocket. He can feel his heartbeat pushing against his ribs every time he thinks about what's inside it. He keeps replaying the words he hopes to say, but they never sound perfect. Nothing feels perfect when you're about to risk everything you're. Friendship, your place, your heart. As Amy runs her fingers gently along her horse's neck, she closes her eyes for a moment. She doesn't know Nathan is there yet. She doesn't know that he's gathering every bit of courage he has. But she does know that life has been pushing her forward in ways she didn't expect. Every day she feels a little stronger, a little more open to the world again. Even if part of her is still holding on to memories she can never replace, the sky grows darker. And the soft quietness feels like it's carrying a message. Something new is coming. Something that could change everything she thought she understood about her future. Nathan takes a slow step forward, his breath shaking. He knows he can't wait any longer. This moment, this feeling, this courage. It might never come again. And with that one step, peaceful evening at Heartland is suddenly filled with a silent tension, because Amy's life is about to shift in a direction she never saw coming. Mathang Fatha next morning, Heartland wakes. Under a soft blue sky, the ranch feels almost too peaceful, as if it's trying to hide the storm of emotions quietly forming beneath the surface. Amy moves through the barn with her usual steady pace, but her mind is wandering. She keeps thinking about how life has been shifting around her, how she's begun to feel a new kind of warmth, a new kind of hope. She didn't ask for it. She didn't expect it. But it's there, gently growing like spring grass after a long winter. Nathan arrives early, pretending it's just another day of helping with the horses. But deep down, he knows the truth. Every step he takes toward the barn is another reminder that he's carrying a secret he's not ready to say out loud. He tries to act normal, but his eyes keep drifting toward Amy. Every smile she gives him makes his heart move faster. Every quiet moment they share pulls him deeper into something he's not sure he can walk away from. Amy, on the other hand, is trying to understand herself. She has spent so much time healing, rebuilding, and caring for others that she almost forgot what it feels like for someone to care about her. Nathan's small gestures feeding the horses before she asks, fixing a broken latch, bringing her coffee on cold mornings, those things have started to matter. She wouldn't admit it out loud, not even to herself, but something in her softens. Whenever he's near, around the ranch, the family begins to notice the slow change between them. Lou watches from the porch with a knowing smile, sensing that Amy's world may be opening again. Jack, with his quiet wisdom, doesn't say much, but he has seen this kind of timid hope before. He knows that healing isn't just about letting go, it's about letting something new in as the day moves forward. Amy and Nathan find themselves working side by side more than usual. Their conversations are simple, but the silence between them carries more meaning than either of them wants to face. The unspoken feelings create a gentle tension, one that neither pushes away, neither dares to name. Later, while Amy leads a young horse into the field and stands near the gate, watching her with a mix of admiration and fear. He knows he can't keep hiding what he feels. The more he waits, the harder it becomes to stay silent. Amy deserves honesty, even if it risks his heart. And somewhere deep inside, Amy senses a shift too. She can feel something growing, something she hasn't felt in a long time, not a replacement, but a new beginning whispering from the edges of her life. Everything feels calm on the surface, but underneath, their hearts are already moving toward a moment that neither of them can avoid. Tea could change Amy's life forever by late afternoon. The warm glow of the sun settles over Heartland like a soft blanket, but the calm doesn't reach Nathan. He's been trying to focus on chores, but every small moment with Amy keeps pulling at him. When she laughs, he freezes. She brushes a strand of hair behind her ear. He forgets what he was supposed to be doing. And when she looks at him, really looks, he feels the weight of what he's been hiding. Pressing heavier on his chest, Amy feels the shift too, though she doesn't fully understand it. She senses Nathan is acting different today, quieter, more distracted, almost nervous. He keeps glancing at her like he's trying to read something in her face, but every time she notices, he looks away. It's subtle, but Amy has lived her whole life around people who hide their pain and their hopes. She can sense when someone is carrying something unspoken. While they work in the barn, Amy tries to break the silence with simple conversation. She talks about the horses, the weather, the upcoming clinic she needs to prepare for. Nathan nods, answers when he can, but his voice lacks its usual steadiness. The air between them feels tight, like a string pulled too far. Up at the house, Lou spots the strange energy from a distance. She turns to Jack with a raised eyebrow. "Tell me you see that," she murmurs. Jack doesn't look up from his tools. "I see a young man tripping over his own feelings," he says calmly, "and a young woman who's pretending she doesn't notice."
Lou sighs.
"Do you think she's ready?" Jack thinks for a moment before answering. Ready or not, life has a way of showing up. Back in the barn, Amy feels her heart tug when Nathan drops a brush, hands shaking slightly. She kneels to pick it up before he can, and for the first time that day, their hands touch. It's brief, almost nothing, but the spark is impossible to ignore. Nathan pulls back, as if the touch startled him, but Amy feels something warm settle in her chest. Later, they walk toward the paddock together, neither speaking. The silence isn't empty. It's filled with every unspoken feeling both of them are trying so hard to keep buried. Nathan knows he can't keep this inside much longer. He can't keep pretending he doesn't feel something real for her. Amy steals a glance at him. She notices the tension in his shoulders, the way he keeps taking a deep breath like he's building courage. Something inside her stirs uncertainty, curiosity, maybe even fear. She's not sure if she's ready for whatever he's holding back, but she knows it's coming. As they reach the fence, the wind picks up, carrying the scent of fresh grass and something heavier anticipation. Nathan grips the top rail, staring out at the open field, and Amy stands beside him, close enough to feel his unease. In that quiet moment, it becomes clear. The distance between them isn't from fear. It's from everything they both want to say but don't know how to begin. The sky begins to fade into soft shades of pink and purple as the day slips toward evening. Heartland feels different now, still peaceful, still familiar, but carrying a quiet pull that neither Amy nor Nathan can ignore anymore. It's the kind of silence that doesn't scare you, but gently pushes you toward the truth you've been avoiding. Amy finishes checking the last horse in the barn, brushing the dust off her hands. She tries to shake off the strange feeling that has followed her all day, but it stays with her like a shadow that refuses to fade. She steps outside, breathing in the cool evening air. The ranch stretches out around her, the fields resting under the soft glow of dusk. It should feel comforting, but her heart is beating too fast for comfort. Nathan stands alone near the old wooden bench by the round pen. He came here to clear his mind, but the more he tries to think, the messier his thoughts become. His hand slips into his jacket pocket again, brushing against the small box he's been hiding. The moment he touches it, a wave of fear moves through him. He hasn't felt this unsure in years. He knows what he wants. He's known for months, but wanting something and daring to reach for it are two very different things. From a few steps away, Amy spots him. She hesitates at first, wondering if she should give him space, but something in his posture makes her walk toward him. He looks like a man carrying too many thoughts, too many worries, and Amy knows what that feels like better than anyone. She stops beside him, close enough to see that his jaw is tight, his shoulders stiff. "You okay?" she asks softly. Nathan opens his mouth, but the words don't come. He swallows hard, then nods, though the lie is obvious. "I've just got a lot on my mind," he finally says. Amy studies him. She sees the uncertainty, the tension, the fear.